Hey there, hello, Milton here with a N-Scale modeling update. I made the Showcase Miniatures Maintenance Away Truck. It's a pretty cool little model. I think it came out okay, a little weathering and some use grunge on it. The back's all full of skunk or whatever. Kind of dry brush / wash the grill with some black metallic paint. Just use the very tip of the smallest little brush I have to tease out some of those details, and I probably need to get some more smaller brushes. But it came out okay. Trailer doesn't come with it, it's a different kit. It's an Atlas F-150 out of the box. Those are okay. Atlas made a nice little model N-scale truck there. Reasonably priced. It's kind of nice to be able to just put something on the layout and be done with it. When this, this pewter model kits, you got to wash all the parts, prep them, remove any little flash and sprue, file and sand any little things that need to be dealt with, which the molding sometimes doesn't come just perfect. So they need a little help. Sometimes things need to be bent back into shape. And then prime it, and then paint it, and then glue it all together. It's not super hard, but it takes a little bit of effort versus just, it's nice to have a mix. I definitely like the model building, and it's kind of more the point of having a model railroad, but it's nice to be able to buy some things and just put them next to things that you've modeled pretty well that look okay to complete scenes. The little people, some come unpainted, some come slightly painted. These guys were slightly painted, but they're a little weird, so I had to, they looked like they were wearing onesies, like they all had pajamas on because their shoes were the same color as their pants, were the same color as their shirt, which was the same color as their jacket. And that looked a little bit weird. I didn't want them in my pajamas, so I at least just colored their boots and give the shirt a little spot of color in the center of their chest there. And then they were good to go. You know, they got like a work uniform, overalls or something, but you know, the boots got to be different than the pants. This isn't a disco. Anyway, there may be a disco on my layout, and in which case it'd be totally cool if, you know, someone has the shoes and the pants and everything matching. Well, then more power to them, but not at the maintenance of way site. So, yeah, it comes in a little tiny box, tiny parts, little pieces are attached to the metal tree for the flow of the metal into the mold. But it wasn't that bad. I took a long time making it, but that's just me. I had a lot of different stuff to do on the layout, and it wasn't super high on the list. So that's the little maintenance of way scene up on the quested grade. They're fixing, I don't know if it's maintenance of way or just kind of maintenance of stuff, because the power lines or telephone poles or whatever they are, like fell over or something. There's a washout, and they're kind of fixing that. The power line is involved, but it's mainly that they want to reinforce the hillside underneath the track where they seem to have some water flowing through under the ground surface through some kind of sedimentary channeling or something like that. Back in there, wash out, and I'm going to add like some details of that, this little rock face here, to make it look like there's kind of seepage going on and they want to get to it before anything bad happens. And I need to add a wood wall here, or concrete wall or something that has like a crack in it as part of that. I've been meaning to do that for a long time. It might happen this weekend. It's a tiny little job, a little better at scratch building now, so perhaps we shall do that. I'm going to raise the camera up here and you can get a view into the back of the truck, a view of the scene that I'm talking about. So like a washout, but not washing the track out. There's supposed to be a drainage culvert here and like a little drainage basin of coarse rock and a pipe up out of the ground. and then another pipe over here behind a wall, and then around the pipe will be the problem. The water will be having seeped around the pipe instead of going through the pipe because of some blockage, and these guys will be all fixing it. That's a common problem with things like this, drainage in California. Used to work in landscaping, and yeah, it's pretty typical. So that seemed like a good way to have a little crew up there. And then from up at this angle we can get a view down into the bottom of the truck, which has, I guess you'd call it weathering, or grunging up for just the look of having been used a bit. So I can point the camera down just a little bit more. There we go. Look right in there. And you can see that there's, yeah, kind of oily, dirty floor back there because workmen have been walking around getting tools and doing stuff. Seemed about right, but I think I maybe over-weathered it a little bit on the tops of the toolboxes, but I like the steps and the actual floor. But I imagine they'd get up and be standing on top of this thing to deal with stuff on the crane to fix it, etc., etc. Oops. And so, yeah, I just smacked the telephone pole, hence they're being damaged. Anyway, there you go. A couple of workmen, their work truck, here on the quest to grade at the maintenance of way scene. Lurchy cameraman, but hey man, at least it's on a tripod this time. Alright, well, I hope you all enjoyed that little look at a Showcase Miniatures model. I have one more thing. I don't have a Showcase Miniatures to show you, but this GHQ comes very similar, and this is how these types of models come out of the box. You know, it's just a pile of metal parts on metal sprue trees. I guess that's what they call it when the part's been molded onto a larger piece to allow the metal to flow into the small part mold. This is a tractor, a loader that I need to make. I actually want to modify it. It's a log loader because I couldn't find just a regular loader. I don't know why. I don't need a log loader. I need a petroleum coke loader, which is just a, you know, one of these big loaders with a bucket. So I got to make a bucket for this. Shouldn't be too bad. But anyway, that's how these come, as tiny little parts, and then you put it together and you paint it carefully and you take your time. Make it look pretty nice. Alright, so cheers everyone. Happy modeling. I hope you all get a lot done this weekend. I hope I do too. Alright, take care.